Welcome to the Staying Fit and Nerdy While at Home panel for Council Room 2021. So let's explore the nerdy universe with running shoes on. With virtual races, you can do virtually anywhere, even a marathon in your own backyard. YouTube has a bunch of different videos with people who have creatively made these unique courses for themselves in their backyard. I'm Mary Wilke, the owner of Wayward Nerd, an online travel magazine geared towards nerds, and I'm joining you today from my home office in Minnesota. So what is a virtual race? It's an actual event that you complete the distance and achieve a medal. So something like this. And they usually have things on the back too. What makes it virtual is that you can choose the time and place. It doesn't have the structure or the pressure of a timed event like the Boston Marathon. It is not run in virtual reality. You actually have to have real sweat and achievement. Anyone can join the fun, from the first timer walking to the long time runner. Even people whose Patronus is the sloth. There are sloth races out there and cool t-shirts for you to do. And you could even do it from the couch to the refrigerator and back to the couch, or do a couch to 5K with it, either way. But in actuality, I'm really thrilled to be here at Council Room this year because one of my first experiences with virtual races was at Council Room a few years ago with the Whovian Running Club. Did a fun run. This was the medal for that one. And what's cool about it is this is it is glow in the dark, so it's kind of cool. So with that race, they created a route at the nature preserve that's next to the hotel that Council Room is typically at. Of course, this year we're online, but it's usually at the Hilton in Bloomington, and the nature preserve next door. The route they had done was a bow tie type of shape, and we had to do it 3 times. So in one of the times, I was a walker and not a very strong walker. And one of the runners at the front of the pack had already done through the bow tie by the time I was getting towards one of the areas. And he was in full Doctor Who cosplay costume. And he came running out of the woods towards me. And I had that moment. It was the moment in my brain where fandom and reality merged, because here I was in fandom at a Doctor Who convention doing a Whovian Running Club fun run. But the reality was the Doctor is running towards me. And it is one of those moments where you truly enjoy that merging of realities. But that started me off on my path. And so this was my first. Then after that, I decided that I would do, with intention, I would do complete a virtual race every Sunday morning that I was at a convention. And for the last several years, I've been doing about 2 conventions a month. And by Sunday morning, I was finding myself very sore from the sitting and standing and doing the luggage on airplanes and hotel beds and all of that. So Sunday morning, doing an intentional 5K or 6K was a nice way to relieve that tension and stress. And if I was lucky, then it was on a beach somewhere. So this was the second one that I did. And that was actually on a beach in San Diego for the San Diego Comic Fest, which is different from San Diego Comic-Con. It's a smaller convention earlier in the spring. So one of the other things that I do is I tag the medals when and where I achieve them. So do that so you can see the tag. Most of the virtual races are an honor system. There's no proof that you need there's no proof needed that you completed it. And the thing with the virtual races are it's incredibly flexible and adaptable, especially in our current situation. So whatever variation of isolation, shelter in place, stay at home, whatever you're doing right now, virtual races can fit into that. You can run or walk solo. You could do it with your family. You can do it socially distanced with friends, either if you're walking 6 feet apart, or if you're actually in different cities or different states, you can still do the same race, but and if you want to on the same day and at the same time, but they're in Denver and you're here. The location can be anywhere. Again, you can set it up in your marathon in your backyard, in the neighborhood, in a park. You can do it on a treadmill in your own, in your own house or apartment. You can do laps around your apartment. You can do stairs in your house. The distance can be done all at once. You can break it up and do a little every day, or make a weekend of it. For one race that I did recently, is the Hawaiian Airlines charity event. Now, this race, you did have to log your miles. And I'm very proud of this one because, again, 3 years ago, I struggled doing a 5K, and this was 50 miles. So 50 miles and this one's shiny, so I don't know if you could see it there. This one is 50 miles in 30 days. I am still a walker. I can just walk faster and further now than I could before. And this one I did with intention, but I broke it up where I did a certain amount of miles, a certain amount of days per week. And I also actually did certain distances because the Hawaiian words for the name of this race was from the mountains to the ocean. And so I actually did it from the highest part in Highland Park, St. Paul, to the lowest part in Highland Park, St. Paul, which I'm lucky because those are both in my neighborhood. And so I kind of did the intention with that. Now, nerds, we're a mix of indoor kids and outdoor kids and somewhere in between. And for some, and for others, they actually track their fitness Ravenclaw style with charts and graphs and algorithms and calendars. So there really is something for everyone. And you can do it at your own pace and in your own place. But one thing you can do is to keep it nerdy. So first thing you want to do to plan your virtual race is pick your fandom. There are nerd and geek running clubs on the internet. Memberships are not required, even though it called it a club. And most of them have some sort of charity piece to it. The most popular ones are Random Tuesdays, which are Hoovian Running Club. And so I have a few of the medals for the Hoovian Running Club, as well as Potterhead Running Club. This is a challenge medal for Potterhead Running Club. This one's actually quite large. It's a challenge medal. And then this one also is a challenge medal for Potterhead Running Club. And they also have the Chilton Running Club, which is Gilmore Girls. And so this is one of those Pop-Tarts. Moon Joggers is actually there's also Run Disney, which does virtual races. And there's a Star Wars half marathon, a virtual Star Wars half marathon at the first quarter of every year. That is very popular. It's also much more expensive, and they tend to sell out very quickly. Some of the other companies that have them, Moon Joggers does COVID relief charities. And one that was fun this year is the Great Toilet Paper Chase for 2020. If you all remember back to March of last year, how much fun that was to chase down toilet paper. So that comes from that. Another company is Virtual Strides. They have a great Game of Thrones medal that you can do there. Some of these clubs, you can get past medals for the events. Some, the medals are just for any time that you want. Others are specific times. And most of them are somewhere between 25 or 15 and $25. Run Disney, again, is more expensive, but there are also charity events that the race entry fee includes a swag bag, and those tend to be a little bit more. One that I participated in this fall is a Cubs race that was $40, and you got the medal, Race to Wrigley, as well as the cinch bag. And you got the jersey, the running jersey, baseball jersey style. It's a running shirt, but it's a baseball jersey style. And now for all of my friends that are watching this, you can stop screaming at the screen. I am still a Twins fan. The Cubs charity event, I kind of got peer pressured into with my friend in Denver, as well as my Cubs friend who lives in Woodbury, family member. And how I did this was I did this one on a Sunday that the Cubs were playing the Twins on the radio. And I went to a nearby university and walked the grounds on a Sunday morning or Sunday midday and listened to the Twins beat the Cubs. And that was that race. That one I could also easily have listened to the Pearl Jam album, Let's Play 2, which was filmed or recorded at Wrigley Field. Now, you don't actually have to make them an event. I mean, just basically you do you, whatever works for you. If you want to split it up and walk a little each day, or do it once a month, or you know, every Sunday morning, or whatever fits with you. Again, you can walk, you can run, you can stroll, you can skip, you can do it by yourself, you can do it with families. But if you do want to make it more of an event, we have some ideas. So one of the ways you can do it for planning wise is pick your how, when, and where. Do you want to do it before you get the medal or after you get the medal in the mail? If you are doing it with a family or kids, it's probably best to already have the medals. So then at the finish line, you can do photos. And if you're going to do, again, with kids or families, you can do streaming with grandma and grandpa or aunties and uncles on, you know, the iPad streaming, applauding them on, cheering them on, being the cheer squad, or even neighbors that are nearby that can wave and yell and cheer them on as they're going around the backyard or around the neighborhood, or however you want to do that. And then you can throw a big finish party at home. In Minnesota right now, it is winter. And there are some places that if you still want to do something a little bit more special than just in your backyard or in your house or in your neighborhood, is there are walking trails open at the Minnesota Zoo and the Minnesota Arboretum. They do take reservations. I'm not sure if they allow running. So I would check on that if you're a marathon runner, if you're a runner and you want to do that. And you have to have a reservation. So you want to plan that ahead of time. Also, some of the golf courses are open for walkers, snowshoe, cross-country skiing, all of those kinds of things. So if there's a golf course nearby that you don't usually walk at, it might be something a little different for your virtual race. You want to throw in a little bit of style, wear your favorite fandom t-shirt or order the t-shirt that goes along with the medal. So some of the Whovian Running Club t-shirts that go with the medals. You can see the Fourth Doctor, a little bit of a nod to James Bond on that one. And then this one is another one that was from this year. And these are the running shirts. Or you can get hoodies as well. This is from, this wasn't a specific race, but just for the Potterhead Running Club. This is for Ravenclaw, for the Ravenclaw house, and it's Mind the Claws. And they come also with hoodies. And so you can order the specific one for the race with the hoodie. And this was back when it was called the Hogwarts Running Club. It is now Potterhead Running Club. One thing that I like to do is make a playlist, a special playlist for every race that I do. But I also do a playlist for every convention that I go to. And Wayward Nerd has a playlist up on Spotify specifically for Council Room 2021. But we also have a few for some of the other things that we've done on there. Some of the races themselves do playlists. So the Hawaiian Airlines had a playlist for both training and for your actual running. And the same thing with Run Disney. They usually have a playlist for each one of their runs. So another thing you can do to get the kids involved is the running bibs and the kilometer trackers you actually print off for Potterhead and Hoovian. And so one of the running bibs I printed off, made it into a folder. Some of the other medals, like this one is for Don't Panic. The running bibs come with the medals when they ship the medals. And this is the Great Toilet Paper Chase. They also have kilometer trackers, and those can be coloring books. And if you're breaking it up with kids, so that you're just doing a couple, a kilometer a day or something like that, then they can color in after they've completed it. And so that's kind of a nice, fun thing to do with them. So with the amount of different races out there, the possibilities are endless if you're going to make an event. A couple events ideas specific would be the River Song Hell in High Heels 12K, which is this one. Oh, there's my tag. And it actually has a little writing on the back. And for this one, it's a 12K, so you can break it up into a weekend, doing half on Saturday, half on Sunday. And Saturday night, then watch the River Song episodes in her chronological order, do a little binge watching or marathon watching of the episodes. So her chronological order is a bit timey-wimey because it's reverse order of the Doctor. So that can be a little bit of fun. And then when you are doing your half on Saturday, half on Sunday, you can listen to Big Finish audio drama, the Diary of River Song for both days or one day. And then the other day, the Melody Malone audiobook, which is the book from the Angels Take Manhattan episode. And River Song is actually narrating the audiobook. So that one's a little bit of fun. Another idea is to do a Gilmore Girls FaceTime binge watching slumber party. So of course we have to be socially distant. And so you can do this slumber party separate. Before COVID, though, I did actually do the slumber party with a friend of mine when we were down in Phoenix for a weekend between two different conventions I was doing. And she was nice enough to make us, very craftsy, t-shirts, Luke's t-shirts to go with our race. And we did a bunch of Luke episodes the night before with food from Luke's Diner, things that you would find at Luke's Diner. And then the next morning we did None Plus 5K, which is Children Running Club. And so there's the medal. And then we had a little bit of a party at the finish line. And during the race, we, of course, listened to the show's soundtrack, which is amazing. And you can find that on Spotify as well. And then at the end, we had a medal ceremony party that included cookies that were Gilmore Girls cookies. And the great thing about the Gilmore Girls, Doctor Who, Harry Potter, is Pinterest has an immense amount of ideas, even Star Wars, on how to throw a party for those decorating ideas and food ideas for that. So you can get all sorts of things there. Another thing that you can do, more so after we're done with our isolation, stay at home, but to a certain extent, you can still do this a little bit now, is destination races. And what that would be is that you're picking a specific race that you want to do in a specific place. So one that I did is Baby in Lawrence, Kansas. And so this is a supernatural medal for it's the Baby 6.7K. This one is awesome because it shows all the stuff in the trunk. Let's see if I can get it so that it's not shiny. There we go. So it's the Baby 6.7K. And this is from Fandom Running Clubs. And I already had the t-shirt, and so I just did the t-shirt. And I went down to visit a friend in Lawrence, Kansas at the university there. And I did my 6.7K on a Sunday morning when I was in Lawrence, Kansas. So that's one type of destination race. In Minnesota, there are so many different supernatural locations that you can choose to go to. Again, you know, we want to be socially distanced, stay at home, stay safe, all of those kinds of things. But I'm going to go into a little bit more about supernatural road trips on another panel that I'm doing, which is road trip supernatural style. Another destination that I did is Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. And that is a Doctor Who location. It's not a filming location, but it's a location within the show. And that was where I decided to do this particular challenge medal. This is so heavy, it's a two-hander. But you can see the beautiful work of the Gallifreyan on it, and the writing on the back as well, going the long way round. And this is a challenge medal. And I did it in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. I also made postcards to send from my trip there. And of course, I sent one to myself. And for that particular one, I made up for the people that went with me shirts that I'm wearing and hoodies. And so they're Wayward Nerd specific. And these will be available soon on Cafe Press. So destination is one idea that you can do. Once the open road is open again, you can go within an hour away, or you can go, you know, a long distance away. But that's another idea of doing something. Some of the fandom virtual races are also time specific, where you can do nerd holidays like May the 4th be with you. So that would be May the 4th, Star Wars. One for that. Another one is Hobbit Day. So this particular one, 2018, I had intended to actually get this to do this year when I went to New Zealand for Worldcon, which did not happen. So I actually did it on Hobbit Day, but I didn't do it in New Zealand. But that's another idea of a destination race. And then you have the 9 3/4, and that can be back to Hogwarts Day for those. So you can do nerd holidays is another way of doing it. There's also ones that are specific, like at Christmas time. So this past Christmas, one of the races for charity was A Christmas Story, which the medal resembled the leg lamp. And so there are some to that extent. I'm going to do my little welcome to Hoth because we're in the middle of winter. So just an idea of some of the fandoms that are out there that do virtual races or have virtual race medals is Doctor Who, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Marvel, Supernatural, Gilmore Girls, Goonies, Stranger Things, the Upside Down, that's an interesting one. And there's also a waffle. The Hobbit, Buffy, Scooby-Doo, and then of course sports. You can do that as well. So one thing that that I like to do is have a few on hand. So whenever I see one that really fits me, or it's something that I like, or it's a destination that I can do, I order the medal. And then it tends to be that you might say I over order, but it also could be that I just, haven't gotten to all of them. So here are a couple that are coming up for me. And because this is a convention, even though it's virtual, I still will do one for this convention. So this is a one that was from 2020 Hoovering Running Club that I have not done yet. And so they stay in the box until they're complete. And once I've achieved them and earned them, then they go up on the wall. And another one that I still need to do is the pocket watch. And these are nice, thick. You can see here how thick these are. These are nice medals. These are great. As my friend that does marathons, she calls them her bling. And she has a bling wall where she put up a shower curtain rod, and then she has them all hanging from them. And they're beautiful pieces of art that you achieve. Here's one, excuse me, that I got. It's one of the past medals that you're able to order if they have some still in stock, and it's a Don't Blink. Thought that was kind of cute. I have not achieved this one yet, so it's still in the box. And so it's nice to have a little something in there where it's like, okay, I have a Sunday, nothing's happening. I'm going to go and I'm going to achieve one of these to have it that way. So now this presentation has been recorded ahead of the convention. However, I'm going to be on Discord throughout the convention, and I really want to hear from all of you, the things that you've done, how you've done them, the different races you've done, what you like about the different medals, the different companies, all of that kind of stuff. So I want to hear from you. Please let me know. Also, I'm sure that a lot of you, or some of you at least, that are watching did the fun run with me and probably had similar experiences with watching the doctor run. And so I want to hear about those as well. And it would be fun to listen to everybody else's stories about that. So thank you for joining me today. And please, one more Hoff. Please check out my other panels for Council Room 2021. Distance conning, making your virtual con feel more real. That one will be live, and please join me and help with the discussion on that. Fandom cookbooks. We also are doing Road Trip Supernatural Style, which I mentioned earlier. Navigating nerdy events in the virtual age. It's a really wonderful time that we're in right now where, wonderful, the best of times, the worst of times, I guess you'd say. But for a nerd, there is so much virtual out there that we can experience now more than ever. And then also I'm doing Traveling with the Doctor, which is a Discord discussion. So hope to see you or hear from you all in those panels as well. And don't forget to stop by the virtual vending area. You can find it both on Council Room website and on Discord. And then Wayward Nerd again has made a special Spotify playlist for Council Room 2021. And for more information on traveling the nerdy universe, check out my website at www.waywardnerd.com. And most of all, don't forget to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. Thank you all.